This is Kiss 107. The evil laugh.
If you go to kiss107.com, keyword mornings, there's tons. Everything you need for Michael Jackson coverage. You want to remember him, you want to listen to music, you want to watch videos, it is all there. Also, I want to take the time to say, hey, you know what? Farrah Fawcett, she fought a great fight. We lost her yesterday, too. Got to give props to her and to everybody who's fighting cancer. That is a terrible disease. We've been talking to you all morning long, and Tim and I, we push buttons here at the radio station. We know nothing about music, but somebody who does know something about music in Cincinnati, and somebody who we wanted to talk to, Bootsy Collins. Bootsy Collins is on the phone. Dude, how are you?
Doing all right.
All right. Well, obviously, when it comes to Cincinnati and music, people automatically think Bootsy Collins. And Bootsy, first off, how much experience did you have with Michael Jackson? I'm sure you had experience with probably everybody in music. So
yeah. Well, actually, really first got a chance to really get with him when they did the Victory Tour. And he invited myself along with George Clinton to be with his family in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
And that's when I first got the opportunity to really get with him and work with him and actually speak to him about where he was coming from and where music was at the time.
Now, if you can, kind of put in perspective, how old was he at the time when you had that first meeting and you started talking to Michael Jackson?
Okay, this had the Victory Tour. What was that? The Victory.
I'm guessing he must have been like 18 or 19.
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
it was just incredible. I mean, the whole show, I mean, everything, this cat was just a total package. He just, he was special. He was very special, meaning that he was not like, he didn't even think like the regular person. Most of us are human beings having a spiritual experience, but he was more of a spiritual being having an occasional human experience. And he was just a deep cat, man. He was just a deep cat.
It must have exuded talent.
It did. It really did. And the passion, the unconditional love that he had for everybody, it was just amazing.
Now, from that first meeting and over the years, because, you've done so much, Bootsy, with music, did you run into him multiple times? Did you have a good relationship with him? Or is it...
Well, yeah. He and his brother, Jermaine. Jermaine was a bass player, so we had ties there as well. But we got inducted at the same time at the Rock Hall of Fame in 1997, and we had another conversation. And they performed, and we performed, and it was just mind-boggling. I mean, this cat just on and on. He was just an amazing guy, man. And I think that we've lost the last of the big-time spenders, meaning that he was the last of that kind of talent. You had James Brown, who was so deep for that generation, but Michael Jackson was even deeper because I think he got the exposure. It was the new tools, like MTV was the vehicle of that day. And for him to be exposed like that, everybody got to see him at once. And his talent was just so amazing.
We're talking with Bootsy Collins, obviously, Cincinnati's Funkzilla, the man who knows music in Cincinnati. So do you feel it? You sound, obviously we talk to you a lot, Bootsy, and we hear you all the time, and I can just tell that this has really just kind of hit your heart.
Yeah, because it not only is it deep, it's just out of the clear blue. It just happened, And the other thing that people don't know about was yesterday my best friend died, and he was a dog. He was a 170-pound Rottweiler. So all of this happened to me yesterday, Michael's thing just topped it off. So I'm just pretty like a, what do you call a
just kind of like a zombie.
A
maybe.
walking zombie today.
Yeah, dude, we are really, really sorry to hear about that. I'm a huge dog person, and dogs they're part of the family, man. So we're sorry to hear about that, and thank you for calling us and talking about Michael Jackson. I mean, everybody is definitely feeling it in Cincinnati today and all over the world. So
yeah, well, he, again, like I say, he was just a special cat, and he did so much for everybody that, that these little things that popped up just kind of distracted us from the real rawness of his talent. And he was just an amazing person.
Well, what do you do when you're down? Do you grab that bass and just start playing some music, or what?
Well, actually, what works for me is I go through it. I face it. One thing, I've learned coming up is you have to face that fear and that whatever it is, you have to face it. So I give myself time. I give myself at least a day, at least, to face it. I don't run from it. I try to face it. I'm facing the fact of what has happened. Even though it was out of the clear blue, I have to face that, and it's real. It happened, So I have to go through that, and whatever my body, my mind, my spirit says, I go through it. Once I get through it, I'm cool. I'm gonna be all right tomorrow.
Bootsy, that's what we love about you, man. You are such a great spirit for Cincinnati and for music, and just keep it up, man. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family, and obviously your music family with Michael and everything. And thank you very much for calling us. We
Thanks
appreciate
so much.
It. All right,
Thanks so
Bootsy.
much.
Thank
All
you.
right.
God bless. Take care
Kiss
of yourself.
Mornings.
All right.
Kiss 107.